What's going on, my good people? It's your boy Jay Fry. Today we're outside in my small backyard garden where we're going to do a little garden update and also see if we can harvest a couple of vegetables while we're out here. So hang out with your boy for a minute and check it out. Alright, so I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Like I said, we're going to do a little garden update and I also try to harvest a few vegetables. Now, I don't have much to harvest today, but I'm sure I can put something with something and make something happen. Alright, so we'll start over here in my little watermelon patch right here, where I have some watermelons that came up. Let's see, these right here are the sugar babies. And what I'll end up doing, I'll take 2 of these out of this bed and move them to the end of one of the raised beds. That way I can have some growing there and have some growing here. Now, I forget what the variety of these watermelons were, but I'm gonna leave those there. And I know they are a bigger variety, so what I'll do is these sugar babies, I'll let them vine behind me. Those, I'll let them vine down this fence line. And these watermelon plants, I believe they watermelon plants. I don't know what variety they are. I pulled them out of the compost bin. So yeah, we're doing good. That's just my little watermelon patch there. What I'll do is I'll keep adding compost in here and fertilizing and watering, just trying to make sure they stay hydrated. And maybe I'll get a few watermelons, a few more than I did last year. Then if you know right here, this is, you seen this is one of the areas I'm growing some bell peppers and some cherry tomatoes. So I've been harvesting off of this one. I have some already over there that I've harvested. And what I do is I just come here, and if I pull on it and it comes off, that means it's ready. That one didn't come off so easy. Neither did that one. So I have a few more I'm gonna get. Let me go ahead and get those. Alright, since I was already harvesting those, I just come over here to the other couple of tomato plants that I have. This rainbow tomato, it's still holding on doing this thing. They're gonna be pretty big tomatoes, so we got a little ways to go on that one. And I noticed yesterday when I was fertilizing this one again, this tomato plant in this grow bag, it's a indeterminate, and man, but this thing is eating up some nutrients and some water. So I got some tomatoes harvested for today, and since I'm here, let's go ahead and take a look at this eggplant. So my eggplant, it ain't doing too bad. It's coming along. I did have some aphids or something on it. I sprayed it, and it looks like it's starting to throw a couple of flowers right there. Oh, there's a nice one right there. Let's see if it holds on. So that may be nice. And then these bell pepper plants, let's see if I can go ahead and harvest a couple of them. Now, I'm not 100% sure when these bell peppers are actually ready, but because they seem to be big enough for me, I'm gonna go ahead and harvest a couple of them. That way maybe it'll promote more growth. And then plus, I've been coming out here keeping an eye on them. They don't seem to be growing much more bigger than they are right now. So I'm gonna cut them and let them drop. Let's see. So I'm only gonna take this one right here. Those two I'll keep an eye on, and if they don't grow any bigger than that in the next couple of days, I'll pull these out too. So what I'm gonna do with the bell peppers, I only have a few of them. Right beside them right here, I have this jalapeno plant. Now I took off a few jalapenos as well. The first ones were pretty hot, the first ones that I pulled off. And I couldn't even eat them, but I do the same thing with this one. I'm gonna pull off all of the jalapenos and hopefully it promotes new growth. I'm gonna pull off the small ones too. That don't even seem like they big enough. All right, so I got one jalapeno plant that's doing this thing. Matter of fact, there's some new flowers right there. This is my bell pepper. Now I don't know how long the bell pepper plants will grow, but we're gonna find out. All right, so I harvested a few tomatoes and a few bell peppers. I just wanted to show you guys these bell pepper plants over here. Now I'll keep an eye on these as well. They should grow a little bit bigger, but if not, I'll go ahead and harvest those too. So that's it for the bell peppers. I got all the tomatoes that I'm gonna get today. And right here, if I don't know if you remember, I did plant a bunch of celery in this bed, and I didn't even put anything at the end over here. So I don't know what I'll do there. I might even put one of them a couple of watermelon plants at the end and let it do its thing. Now, when it comes to the celery, I know I can harvest the leaves, and I know I can harvest one stem at a time versus harvesting the whole plant. But I'm not 100% sure when I can start harvesting. Like, I think I can come in and maybe take this one right here. They're a little small, but that's all right. Y'all let me know down in the comments, can I take one of these stems? I read, I think it says 6 inches from the bottom to the first node. So that look like 6 inches. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get it. Let me get something to cut this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple of them off of here. But while I do that, you can still let me know if I'm messing up or not. So that's the biggest one I got. That one doing this thing, but man, the celery, after I butchered them, they doing pretty good. There's another one right there. I think it says 6 inches from the bottom to the first node. So I'm gonna see if I can break it off before I cut it. Now let me just cut it. And it smells good. I'm only gonna cut one from that one and one from this one. Now this don't look like no store-bought celery. It's super small, but we're gonna find out. Now let me show you some of the things that hadn't actually been working out for me. So this right here is working out now. This is a sweet potato I bought from the grocery store, and just the other day I ordered some last week I ordered some sweet potato slips because this one wasn't doing it fast enough for me. And then as soon as I sent payment, the next day we got rain and these slips popped up. So I'm not sure what variety of potato this is, but I do have some slips come up out of there, and it took a long time for them to come up, probably because it's a store-bought potato, but we're gonna see how that continues to go. So over here I created this little area. You can see I put some elephant ears, you know, a little rose bush, a couple of things. I'm gonna have to clean it up a little bit better, pull up the weeds. But this thing right here, this tree right here, this is a Persian lime tree. Now, not too long ago, this tree had like hundreds of blooms on it, and today I got one little thing, and I don't even think, if I hit that the wrong way, it's probably gonna fall off. So I just have a tree over here growing in the grow bag. I'm gonna up pot it probably this fall or whatever, but right now I have no hopes for any limes. Then here I have this is like a mango mint, hummingbird mint or something like that. Rosemary that I need to put in the ground. I got some thyme actually growing. I put it in the pot and it took off a whole lot faster. Then of course I got a grape tree that probably won't never get no grapes out of. Don't know what that is, and another rosemary. So Right here, here's another fruit tree. This is an Alberta July peach tree. It's a dwarf tree. It hadn't been in the ground. It hadn't been in the ground more than a year yet, so I don't have any hopes of getting too much off of this one. I just wanted to get established. Now I did put off a couple of peaches, which I don't think I'll get to eat or nothing like that, but it's letting me know it's doing this thing, and it is alive. What is that in there? Yeah, I'm gonna let it do what it do. Maybe it's eating something that I don't want. So yeah, that's my July Alberta peach tree. You know, it's still thriving. And I started fertilizing and feeding it. I ain't gonna lie, I did neglect it a little bit, just like I did some of the other things. But so the next fruit thing that I have, as you know, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blueberry plants. This is one of the original blueberry plants that I had for a couple of years now. It's the first time I had some berries. I don't think I'm gonna get any off of it. It's been like that for a long time. This one right here, it come from Sam's. I had two of them, two of the same varieties. And this one look like it might make it. I'm gonna baby it along. And this is another one. I don't know what variety it is neither. I had it for a couple of years. Got one little blueberry off of it, or growing on it. And then this is the fourth one, the other one that came from Sam's. I pulled it up because I know it ain't gonna do nothing. Then right behind it, I got a couple of okra plants that's popped up. A couple of okra plants. Then I got my zucchini and my squash. Now I forget which one is which, but I went down this row right here. And what I'm gonna end up doing today, so I got a little work today, I'm gonna go ahead and fertilize these, you know, put some compost around them and start taking care of them since they popped up. I think when I planted them, I didn't have any fertilizer in the ground. And then plus these little beds, they are new, so I'm sure they don't have much nutrients in it. So right here I got my potato plants. I've been digging in there to see if they ready. So I'm gonna do another video on just harvesting these potatoes. So that's some store-bought potatoes that don't look like it did much, but we're gonna find out in the next video. And then these are seed potatoes. That's one seed potato, and that's another one. And the same thing here, those are the two okra plants. Those are two Clemson spineless, and then two more different varieties right here. So I have, if you look right here, these are shishito pepper plants. Now the reason I planted these, because I usually watch like the cooking channel, and they showed how they were cooking these and just charring them. So they're supposed to be between a jalapeno pepper and a bell pepper. So we're gonna find out, and the time to harvest is right now, when they're like 3 to 4 inches long. So let me harvest a few of these. Alright, so I got a few of those shishito peppers harvested. Man, and this thing look like it's gonna put off a lot of peppers. It looks like it's gonna put off a lot of peppers. Just every day I'm getting different flowers. So I may have planted more than I needed, but at least I got them right now. So right here behind me, this is these are cucumbers. Now I don't know the varieties of them right off the top of my head, but I know a couple of them are pickling cucumbers, maybe like some English cucumbers or something like that. So this is gonna be the same thing as with these other beds over here. This is fairly new, so I'm gonna have to come in and fertilize and add a little some compost to it and start feeding these since they have popped up. I may be a little too late, but I might be right on time. These are starting to grow up and catch on, so we'll see. Then right here I have two of these. Another one is in another location, but this is a sunflower plant. Man, it seems to be doing this thing. I hope it grows pretty tall. I just want to see it do its thing. In this bed I have some, this is where my beets are, my bunching onions, red and yellow onions over here. So this is where I'm gonna come in and plant a couple of those watermelon plants. And then I have some beets right here. I think they actually ready. I'm gonna go ahead and pull one or two of them up today just to see. I think I'm gonna find one that's pretty big, and we'll pull a big one up. Let's do that. So that one right there, I don't know if you can see it with the light, but that's a pretty big one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get two of these. Let's see if we can get one that may be a little bit smaller. That way we can see what we're working with. So yeah, I got a couple of beets, and I'm thinking that they're pretty much ready. So I'll take these in. These beets right here, these two that I harvest, I probably just will clean these up and slice them up and put some with something, make something happen with the other stuff that I harvest today. So we'll come over here. Now I planted these right here are just some bunching onions. Now we don't even eat that many bunching onions, so I don't even know why I planted them. But I'm gonna pull one of them up. I'm gonna pull 3 of them up. So boom. Got a couple of bunching onions. And then in here, these are some yellow onions. They'll be ready here pretty soon. They starting to lean over right now. And then my red onions, they won't be ready till the end of the summer, probably late August, something like that. So I planted it where I can have these yellow onions. I pull these up, dry them, I have them, and then I have another set of onions that'll be ready. Oh, and real quick, if you're still here with me during this video, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel and help your boy grow if you hadn't done so. You know I appreciate it. So check this out. This bed right here, man, this bed was I don't know if I want to say epic, but it was a great failure. A great failure for me. I'm gonna tell you what I did, what I know I did wrong. I started pulling them up last night, and I'm gonna finish today. And I didn't finish last night because I wanted to show you guys where I messed up. So right here I planted cauliflower, and without reading and kind of like understanding how much space the cauliflower needed, how much space the Brussels sprouts needed, or the broccoli, I came in and planted 6 cauliflower plants right here, like 4 Brussels sprouts, and like 4 broccoli. And man, I'm gonna tell you, it looked good at first, but it ain't happening. So if you look right here, that's why I left it. I want to show you there is a cauliflower forming in there, but it ain't gonna make it because I need to clean this bed out for something else. Same thing with these Brussels sprouts. I would have thought by now those things would have been forming, but I ain't got time to wait on these neither. So this one coming out today too. I just wanted to show you guys that. Same thing with the broccoli. Now I can't talk too bad about the broccoli because I was able to harvest a couple of broccoli crowns, and I'm about to do it again today, but that's gonna be it for this broccoli. So I just cut them right here, then I clean them up later. Pick them up and clean them up. Since I got the camera in my hand, I usually set the camera down and do stuff, but today I want the gun to be done. So that's pretty much it right here. I'll go ahead and clean this bed up, and then on another video I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna fill this bed up with again. And also doing this right here, this kind of makes me want to look into trying to do this square foot garden method. You know what I'm saying? When I put all this in here, I wasted so much time and effort doing this when I could have probably planted a few more things and got 1 or 2 versus getting a whole lot of nothing. All right, so check this bed out. So right here, don't look like much is happening, but I'm gonna go ahead and start my collard. So I got 1 collard growing there. That looks like another one. So there may be like 3 or 4 collard plants growing in here. So hopefully they'll pop up this summer. Collards generally do good in the summertime, just as well as like the kale and the chard and all that other stuff. Now I wasn't sure what this was at first, but now I do remember. I planted this is a turnip green. I tried to do like 4 of them, and this is the only one that really made it after it germinated. So this is my first time doing a turnip green. That's looking pretty good. I'm not gonna harvest that. This right here is a leftover broccoli, I believe. So you know that's about to get pulled out of there. I just put it in there when I planted everything that I had left. And then that is a nice little old chard. Look at that. Man, I'm gonna have to plant more of those. I like the way those look. And I think those will work real well in the summer too. But we're gonna find out. And then right here, look at this big old mammoth leaf covering that up. Right here I have some kale. That's some lacinato kale. So I'm gonna harvest a little bit of that right now. And then these big old things right here, this is overshadowing a couple of other kale plants I got. I even trimmed it down and it's still shadowing. This is a kohlrabi. So that root look like it's starting to form. And I think this one works well in the summertime too. So that's why I have it here. But if you see when I first planted them, because I didn't know, I had some dwarf kale that I put up under them, and they just took over those. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple of these kale leaves off of here. I'm sure just like everything else, I could probably eat these kohlrabi leaves, the broccoli leaves, all of those leaves, but your boy ain't doing none of that. Maybe next time. But so even, what is this? This is my dwarf kale, I believe. That's pretty much getting overshadowed by the kohlrabi. So I'm gonna go on and cut it down. Now I won't mess with this chard. I'm gonna let it do its thing for now. And I actually like the chard. The chard and the collards I need to grow. This kale right here is gonna grow good this summer. So I need it to grow. Alright, so check this out. Your boy got a nice little old vegetable harvest today. So this is gonna be my first real harvest that I've done. So looking at this table, I'm actually happy with it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure to give me a thumbs up for this one, whether you like the video or not. Just give me a thumbs up for the harvest. So this right here, this was our a bunch of onions. Now we don't eat a lot of those, but I guess we're gonna be making some baked potatoes or something. We could put some onions on top of that. And then here was the celery. They're not big as a store-bought celery, but it smells good. The leaves look good, so I decided to harvest it. And this was the last of the broccoli. So some of it's already starting to bud. We probably won't use that, but it still look good on this table though, don't it? And then these are our cherry tomatoes. I've been harvesting these for a couple of weeks now. They're pretty good. Then a few jalapenos, some hot jalapenos, some bell peppers. I was able to get 5 bell peppers. So I'm gonna chop those, I'll wash those, chop those up and put them in the freezer. whatever it's gonna take. Then the same thing, we got 2 beets. Now all of the beets seem to be ready. I won't have as many that big like that. It looks to be a bunch of small ones in there, but I'll have a couple of nice size like this. I'll tell you, from last year, these already look better than the ones I did last year from thinning them out. Last year I didn't thin them out. I had a bunch of small ones and they didn't do too good. Then these right here are some shishito peppers. I'll char those up. I got a wood fire grill I'm gonna have to set up and see if I can char those some type of way. And then we have our lacinato kale and some dwarf kale right here. So it's trying to fly away. Yeah, we doing good, huh? All right, so that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with your boy. If you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. I'll holler at you.